Fuck them Cowboys! Yeah! Never lose sight of the magic of this football team. Yeah! Here we go!
I'm all in.
Cowboys fans, it's your host Slater here. If you bleed silver and blue and you want honest talk, no filters, you're in the right place. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and enjoy the video.
And I definitely think the Rams game, as we move into that, was another great game. You know, and I kind of look at it like the NFC. I think whoever the Seahawks, who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. And I say that because I think the NFC playoffs has trained the teams as they move forward of what you have to do to win games in this kind of a situation where both sides of the ball are good for both teams. Offense is good. The defense is good. The special teams plays well on both of these teams, you know, and they've played each other several times now. And whoever won today, you know, was going to be as sharp and as ready as they're going to be to go into the Super Bowl. And it's been a tougher ride for Seattle to get there than I think it has been for the Patriots. So I think that is going to be the Super Bowl winning team. They played so well. And if we can continue to have that quarterback play from Sam Darnold from the Seahawks, they're going to be hard to stop. And they suffered no major losses tonight as far as injuries. So they're keeping the same personnel that they came on the field with today. And that's really going to benefit them as they go to the Super Bowl. It's going to be an excellent game. Shout out to Stafford, man. I think he played as good as you could expect a quarterback like him to play. He almost had a shot there at the end. I mean, they're a hard team to stop, and for Seattle to do that, it really says a lot. So we'll see how they fare, but I think this is the team that wins the Super Bowl. How do you feel about that game?
So, like we talked about even off camera here, right? We knew that the offenses kind of balanced each other out. What the competition was going to be was the Seattle defense versus a veteran quarterback like Matthew Stafford. And on the flip side, it's, you know, Sam Darnold versus a mediocre defense, right? So mediocre quarterback, mediocre defense, right? Well, Darnold showed up today. He showed up about as good as Stafford did today. And honestly, this game was all about who was going to have the ball last. And obviously the Seahawks decided to not give him the ball back. I mean, yeah, at the end, but they did not give him the ball back at all, right? They at 3 minutes left, they got down to that third down, converted the first down. They got him down to a third down again, converted it again, and gave him basically no time to try to get down the field and do anything at all. Huge shout out to Jackson Smith. That guy is crazy. What a heck of a year he's having. And on
he
top
outshined Puka today.
Yeah,
for the first time, I think. I think it's been a battle back and forth, but today he stood taller.
Yeah, Puka actually had more yards than him today. He had 9 receptions for 165 yards, which I don't know how many yards he got on that last play, which could probably account to that.
Yeah, that touchdown was a good chunk of that.
Yeah, Jackson Smith had 10 receptions for 153. I mean, these are two wide receivers who dueled it out. And here's the crazy thing about it. It's like if you stop their number one, their number twos are Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams. And if you stop those guys, then you get – you know, guys like Rashid Shaheed and, you know, you get the tight end for the Rams who played a big part today. What's his name? Parkinson.
Yeah.
These two teams were meant to clash, and I'm pretty sure the Rams were 2-0 during the regular season. And, of course, the rule of thumb is if you sweep them in the regular season, you end up losing into them in the playoffs.
Right.
And so it kind of showed up today again, but huge shout out. I'll give this shout out to you. DeMarcus Lawrence, shout out to you. You called out Dallas for never winning championships. Congrats on your first trip to your Super Bowl. I hope you go out there and win it. But, yeah, I'll give him credit for that because he did call us out. We did mock him a little bit, and he backed up.
But, man, talking about the game, when you remember the playoffs talking about it was a bootleg. He was under pressure. He was running away from a defender. And he threw that pass to the sideline for that first down conversion real early in the game. Yeah. And I said, the ball just didn't even look like it was spinning. It was so crisp and on target. Like you could not have thrown a better pass than he did on that play. And I was like, yeah, he's on. He's going to be tough to knock off today. And, you know, one mistake, just like in the Patriots game, that botched kick, that reception, you know, the fumble there, when he muffed it, that cost them the game. As explosive and experienced as the Rams are, not only in the playoffs, but as a team, you know, with Matt Stafford and Devontae Adams and whatnot, that one little critical mistake can kill you no matter how good of a team you are. It's hard to come back from that because they had to play from behind for the rest of the game. They did a hell of a job to come back and be there at the end with a shot to try and tie it or win it. But one mistake earlier in the game is what ended up being the difference. And both teams played excellent. So it's so crazy how small the margin of error is when you get into this level of the championship run. But hell of a game.
Yeah, for me, I felt like it was kind of like a classic Mahomes versus Josh Allen kind of game where it's like whoever gets the ball last, you're going to win that game. And that's what it really did come down to. But
I wish they had kicked. I mean, it didn't make a difference because they ran out of time, even if Nakua had been out of bounds on that last play. I mean, they might have had a chance to kick it from there, but, it would have been 31-30 had they not gone for it for the second time in the game and kicked that field goal. That was a gimme field goal, and they might have had a different approach as to kicking that field goal to win the game at the very end. But, that's hindsight, and they made the decision they made, probably because they knew they were capable of scoring a touchdown, just like they did after that personal foul penalty, where Nakua caught the touchdown in the front corner. They can score lightning quick, and they were probably leaning on that more than anything. But I just feel like some of these teams are getting really, really risky when they're not taking points when they're right there for them. And it kind of does – it matters at the end of the game when things are trying to close out where, 1 or 2 points makes the difference.
Yeah, and, that's kind of today's league. And I think I saw that call out, I think even during the Broncos game, I think maybe the announcer said it, but – analytics has played such a big part in the league today and the way that they're calling plays and the way that they're, scheming games that going for it on fourth down is nothing. And I'm sure you remember, I mean, I personally don't remember, but you probably remember about 10, 15 years ago, like the league on fourth down always punted or they took their points no matter what the situation was. And now you're seeing, like everyone go for it on fourth down. If it's within 4th and 2, they're going for it. Unless the points are needed, they're going for it like it's nothing.
Yeah, well, the offense has all the power. It's an offensive geared league now. The rules are so biased towards the offense that just the power of probability is that you're going to be able to get a pass completed, an interference call, a holding call, a jump off sides, encroachment, or something like that from the defense, so there's so many other variables than just snapping the ball and running a play that can help you get that first down. And I think that plays a big part in why it looks like analytics is impacting things so much and people are going for it more than what they have in the past. I think that's only going to continue. It's going to continue to benefit the offense more than the defense. I do think there are a couple things they need to really establish the point of this is this and this is that, because you can go from one game to another game and the exact same situations happen, but they get called completely differently, or they're not called all game. But when the game's on the line, with something you've been doing the entire game, whether it's a rule that should or should not be broken or not, it gets called in those most crucial moments, and it can be a backbreaker for your momentum. But it's going to be interesting to see what the league does about some of those things and how this continues to play out as we continue moving forward into 26 and 27. Plays like, the tush push, are they going to make addendums to that? Are they going to adjust it? Is it going to be more scrutinized? Is it even going to stay in the league? Because every team is going to find a way to incorporate a similar play, into their playbooks. But there are many things, that we could talk about, possessions and, what's a catch and just little things like that. But yeah, it's definitely an offense leading league. So you do feel more comfortable going for it now rather than taking the points or punting as much as you would, 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, so you talked about the Seahawks and the Rams right at the end of there.
Sure.
You would have taken the points. Now, the situation in the Broncos-Patriots game, first quarter, they're up 7-0. They go for it on that 4th and 3, 4th and 4, or something like that. Are you taking the points there too to go up 10-0? Or
Had the Broncos kicker kicked a field goal yet?
No, this would have been his first one of the game.
I would have kicked it there.
Yeah.
Just to amend my statement a little bit, once I see that my kicker is not making kicks, I mean, these were long kicks in the snow, long range with a ton of wind. I get that, but that would just reinforce we're struggling to kick. Our chances of getting a first down conversion with all those variables that could impact it are a little bit higher than him making a 46-yard field goal, in a blizzard with the wind blowing. But in that first situation, you can't do anything until you've established a baseline, and I would have kicked that. I mean, I would have taken the points 100%.
Yeah, this is
not a lot of them out there in these championship games, unless it's two high-powered offenses like we saw in the Rams Seahawks game. So, 3 points obviously matters. It made the difference.
It made the difference in that first game because they lost literally 10-7. And if they would have kicked that field goal early in the game and gone up 10-0, it may have been 10-10. We may have been in a blizzard overtime.
Yeah, the Patriots only generated 3 points of offense.
Yeah, so it did make the difference in that game. And the analytics of Sean Payton going for it, I understandingly knowing that going up 14-0 with a backup quarterback would have been the difference, but taking the points there would have
kept you in the game at the end.
Maybe we're looking at Broncos versus Seahawks Super Bowl today instead of a Patriots.
That's the way it went, and all you can do is reevaluate that as you move forward as a coach and as a staff and how you're going to handle those situations. But Sean Payton's probably he's not going to change now. So he's probably going to, stick to the same logic he applied here as he moves forward, which is, hey, that's who he is. Rock on.
So, Patriots, Seahawks, give me a quick little, how you feeling about it? Who do you think's going to win? And, maybe some reasoning why behind that.
Man, I think this is going to be a Seahawks win, and I'm going to say 24-20.
I like it. I'm going Seahawks. Score-wise, I probably see more of like a 28-17 kind of game. The biggest thing for me is this is a weird Super Bowl matchup for what we've had for like the past 6-5 or really past decade. I'm so used to seeing like a Tom Brady or a Patrick Mahomes or some super dominant quarterback in these matchups, like a Stafford. Like here you've got, the second year in Drake May and Sam Darnold, who has resurrected his whole entire career. And what's really making this Super Bowl is just two complete teams, two teams that have been built through the off seasons, who have gone out and signed free agents and who have gone out and taken risk, and it's paid off for them. And then it's kind of, I'm kind of pointing that out because that's kind of the situation, as we know, the Dallas Cowboys are in, right? So,
right. I think with that matchup, I have a good feeling from what I've seen today. I think the Patriots are going to be able to take away at least one of the Seahawks' weapons. I think they're going to minimize the damage that JSN is going to be able to do. Yeah. Right. That cornerback Gonzalez is no joke. He's for real. So as long as he can handle just about anybody one-on-one. So as long as they give him just a little bit of help, just a minor bit of assistance, somebody to shadow him, they're going to be able to successfully take away Jackson Smith. Now, that's going to leave some other options open, but what is going to make the difference in this game, in my opinion, is going to be the return game for the Seahawks. I think it's one of the pluses that the Seahawks are bringing into the game. And then the second thing is the running backs for Seattle have to carry the night. I don't think this is going to be, a bomb show. It's not going to be a gun show. This is going to be possession, convert when we need to, stay in good range of play, like keep the field position in our favor and just wear them down. Go after Drake May, make him uncomfortable, and they'll win it that way. If this gets into, an offensive explosion or a shootout, I think the Seahawks are at a little bit of a disadvantage just because of the size of the Patriots, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just something I wanted to throw out there. But that's how I see the game going.
No, I agree. I think for them, it's just the Seahawks need to go out there and play their game. If they decide to not play their game, that's where you let the Patriots in the door. You don't let the Patriots in the door, Seattle. Just go out there and do your thing. You just stopped one of the best offenses in the league. The Patriots have no business in being in the same category with the Seahawks, to be honest. That's just how I feel about it.
Sure.
When you look at that defense and when you look at that offense, I mean, it's a complete team, and their special teams unit's even scarier. It's Devin Hester Jr. out there. So,
yeah. So we got a question from on the comments about how we talked about it earlier. It's one of the first things we addressed was how we felt about DeMarcus Lawrence and his comment about leaving Dallas disgruntled because he didn't feel like he would win a Super Bowl here. I don't feel any way about it. I'm happy for DeMarcus Lawrence. I think he's a great player. He was a great player for the Cowboys. As a Cowboys fan, we're kind of used to losing a player and watching them have success in other places. Yeah. But he hasn't proven anything right yet because he hasn't won the Super Bowl just yet. So, when he wins it, fine, whatever. But, I'm happy for him. I don't have any ill will towards him. He's a great player. He once played for us. He doesn't anymore. And that's the way it is. He earned it. Let him go out and rip it. Let's see what happens. If he wins it, good for him.
Yeah, I totally agree. When it comes to D-Law, I love the guy. I loved when he was here in Dallas. I think his play style that we had with him and his skills and all that, he was a really great run sniffer and a good pass rusher at times. Tip of the hat to him for calling it out at the beginning of the year. Cowboys fans, like I already said, had mocked him on social media. And now, like Mike said, though, once he wins it, then it's really, I'm tipping the hat to you. Right now, I'm kind of like I'm half tipping the hat here to you, kind of like looking across the room saying, okay, I see what you're saying. But
yeah.
And then we got another one saying DeMarcus Lawrence was right. And then Lawrence did get his wish. So we totally agree with that. Let's do this. Did you have anything else for the Seahawks, Rams, maybe Super Bowl, anything like that?
No, I think it's a good Super Bowl matchup. Yep. A big thing going into a Super Bowl is both teams are playing at a high level, right? All around, all three teams. It matters. Great coaching. They're all healthy. Nobody lost a major weapon. Nobody lost a major star or starter. Quarterbacks are healthy. So, I mean, this is for everything. This is what you play the game for, and you have no disadvantage. You got here. So you're the best of the AFC and the best of the NFC. So it's going to be a great game. Excited to watch it. I'm pulling for the Seahawks, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's a banger. I'm going to watch everything but the halftime show.
Yeah, the halftime show. For real.
Miss me with that one, man.
Yeah, the halftime show I'm not going to be impressed with.